working on the 6-beat cycle of the Rupaka Talam. And notice that. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to create a dance sequence, a jati. And that's how it goes. And ta kata jham tari ta. Taka dhimi takundari kita taka taka kata jham tari ti. Taka dhimi takundari kita taka.
Wait a second, I said to her. Do you want to try it, you guys? Try the 6-beat cycle. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does that mean you break up the beats into 6-beat structures?
Any permutation and combination thereof. So, for instance,
3, 4, 5, 6.
they, the is the 6th beat is silent. So try it. Ta, kata, chum, tari, ta. Taka, tini, takun, tari, kita, taka. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You can add extra beats faster to fit into a smaller space.
And then?
And
how
then
will
we
end
can
it?
end with ta,
2, 3.
1,
2,
3.
1, 2, 3.
1,
2,
2,
3.
3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
1,
2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah, you're doubling it. Could we try that ending together?
Sure. All parts of it or just the end?
Let's do it from the beginning.
Okay, cool. Okay, follow me.
Okay.
Ta, kata, jam, tari, ta.
Tari, ta.
Taka, dhimi, takan, tari, taka,
Kita, taka, 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 jum, tari,
taka,
ta.
dhimi,
Taka,
takan,
tari, taka, tari, kita, taka,
jam, tari, ta.
jum, tari, ta. Tari, taka, tari, te.
Ta, kata, jam, ta,
Jam.
kata, jum, ta, dit, ta.
Tari, ta.
Taka,
Taka,
tum,
taka,
ta,
tum.
kata,
Ta,
jum,
kata,
taka,
jum,
kata,
ta,
jum,
taka,
ta,
ta,
dit,
jum.
ta.
Ta, di, ta. Taka, taka, tum. Ta,
Jum,
kata,
taka,
jum,
kata,
ta,
jum,
taka,
ta, dit, ta, dit, taka, tum.
taka, taka, tum, ta. Huh, very interesting. She wasn't moving much, if you noticed. In my style, I like to leap across the stage. Do you know where that comes from? I told you I grew up in Australia, right? So, my dance teacher basically told us, we live in Australia. You should really jump more. Yeah, like a kangaroo, sure. But that's not what he said. He said you really need to jump because you're all living in suburbia. And really, you're middle class, Brahminical people living in the suburbia. You need to leap out of suburbia. So, practice leaping. Jump and jump and jump and jump. I told you he was really strict, right? So, we could never really stop jumping. We had to jump quite far, quite a lot. Even when we wanted to stop jumping, we just kept going because we never knew what he was going to do next. It was really hard. I was very afraid most of the time. Hey Priya, Yaar kahilum bhaima. Of who should I be afraid? Are the words of this padam. And Kalanidhi Mami, my teacher, would always say when you take a composition, a padam,
Start with simplest ideas and build one block on top of the other with ideas and emotions and text to build the padam and reach a crescendo with it. So this particular Naika is bold, brazen, and unafraid to speak her mind.
I liked this character. She was not afraid. This is the first time that I encountered something called the Padam. Padam is part of the Bharatanatyam repertoire, but what was interesting about what Ramya Harishankar was doing was basically interpreting the line of the text and in effect allowing the dancer to become an author, using one line of text like, "Who am I afraid of?" She was showing me how to build emotional qualities and textual interpretation of the material. It was 2003 August. By this time, I decided I needed to learn this form.
So who else could you be afraid of? Your parents? Friends, maybe? Yeah? And how about those nosy neighbors? But don't you think your relationship with each of them and your fear of or lack thereof is going to be different, which is going to change your entire body language? For instance, of my parents, I should be afraid, but I'm not. They have to advise me, isn't it? With my friends, really, who cares? And from my neighbors, the world-class gossip mongers, should I be hiding? Not a chance. Let me put the whole thing together and do it. Yeah? Yare kahilu hayama, yare kahilu hayama, yare kahilu hayama, chumma shollatu, yare kahilu hayama, chumma shollatu, yare kahilu hayama, chumma shollatu, yare kahilu hayama, chumma shollatu.
Did you see what she did? 9 different variations of the line, "Who am I afraid of?" She added all kinds of nuances that she didn't teach me earlier. This was why I was here. Because there I was trying to figure out, should my eyebrows go like this? And then should my eyes follow? Should the gesture be like this? Or this? Or what kind of text should I be creating in my head? And I had forgotten the whole point of it, which was to feel what it was that the text was doing. This dance that had descended from the Devadasis 100, 200 years earlier, but had been forgotten in all of our repertoires, well, at least mine.
When Kalanini Mami introduced me to the Padams and Chavlis, I suddenly found a voice and started loving dance. I thought these women in these Padams and Javlis gave me a voice. And I didn't want to play Sita, Draupadi, and Radha from the mythology, but create my own woman. Let me show you the stanza, the charanam in this piece. Nane sammadital matravar ken nashti nane sammadital matravar ken nashti. That's what my Vadyar may have asked me to do, or even Balama might have done. But you know, Kalanidhi Mami, my guru, would throw a fit if we did anything like that.
Why?
Do you know why? Rajanga Mahine Yashul Varadi.
Did you hear what she did with her voice? There was a new, beautiful melodic quality. You might have missed it, but that's something very unusual. Most Indian dancers don't have the ability to sing like that, change the melodic patterning, and then reinterpret the text while changing their facial expressions and their hand gestures. She doesn't like me saying facial expression, but I'll get her to do it again with the melodic text. Now listen. Could you do that again?
Rajanga Mahine Yashul Varadi. This is a 19th century poem, and yet pretty much every line is relevant even today. About gossip, about people poking their nose in other people's affairs. But this is the only line that stumps me. It says, if I were royalty, would anybody dare utter a word about me? But you know, that's not true today. Everybody is a subject of gossip. So how do you interpret it? How about if we did? Rajanga Mahine Yashul Varadi. Rajanga Mahine Yashul Varadi. They gossip incessantly only because I'm a woman, isn't it?
I thanked her, and I made my way out of the classroom. My butt was hurting from sitting for 2 hours on that concrete floor. It was supposed to be a 1-hour class, and here she was. It was very generous of her to give me 2 whole hours, but sitting like that rigidly and not moving, it was very difficult on my body. I went out of the classroom, breathing a sigh of relief, so I could write my notes.
All my life, from the time I was young, either my grandmother, Babushka, or my mother-in-law, or my mother were dealing with Vadyar. So it was kind of out of my realm. But then at some point I had to take over and deal with him and whatever issues he had with me, or vice versa.
When you're trying to break away.
Not break away, but have the freedom to also do my thing, and not necessarily do everything only under his guidance, you know. And I think it was important, and I'm glad that I had people who were not emotionally involved with it to guide me and advise me, so that even if I broke away, so to speak, it would be gracious and it would be cordial, and that it would be open. It would be an open relationship without having necessarily to turn our backs to each other and say we're never going to talk to each other again. And I'm really glad that when he passed away, he went with good feelings, with best wishes, you know, goodwill in his heart for me. And I think, as we were talking yesterday about how they didn't talk to you directly about whether